The project were very, very happy the way things went in 2014. Very pleased, but very relieved as well. It's a very stressful time and very difficult time for most of the people on the project. If something goes wrong, everybody can see it go wrong. If it goes well, everybody can see it go well. We've used this phrase before, but we were 1-0 up at half-time with a full second half to go. And we were very, very pleased with the way it went. We learned a lot in 2014. We learned an awful lot, and we did a lessons learned exercise. And we looked at what went well and how we could improve. This company has never done anything like this before. So every opportunity that we had to learn from the previous campaign, we built on that and we put the lessons from that campaign into 2015. So we were much, much more experienced and, dare I say it, a bit better organised. And that enabled the 2015 campaign to go very well. In sequence, we sailed the B jacket from BiFab. And we sailed it out to field to coincide with the arrival of the Oleg Strasnov, the crane barge that we used to install the jacket. So the rendezvous took place on the 15th of July, and we installed the B jacket first, and then quickly followed by the topsides ex-Hartlepool for the B platform. That was installed on top by the Oleg Strasnov, and then the rest of the campaign just carried on in sequence. After the B platform was installed, we took out the PU module, the alpha compression module, the alpha utilities and quarters module, and then the barge with the 2 bridges on. And they were the sequence ready to be installed. They sailed away within a few days of the B platform, because at that point we anticipated loading all of the modules on in sequence out in the field. But unfortunately, when we went to install the PU, the swell, or the wave height if you want to call it, was out of limits for us to do the main lift on the PU. And while we were waiting for the swell to go down, we got a bad forecast. And they were almost in a queue on the way out to the field. We needed to take them all the way back in again. We put the escort tug in place as an extra safety measure, rode out the storm in the central North Sea, and then a week later we resumed the campaign. When the weather got better, we sent them out in close sequence to give us a bit of flexibility if, in fact, the wind, sea and current was in a particular direction. We may have chose to do it in a different sequence. The way the sequence turned out, we successfully installed the PU. We did that with all anchors deployed on the Oleg Strasnov. It was quite a difficult time for us because it was the heaviest module the crane barge had ever lifted at 4,700 tons. We weren't concerned, we knew we could do it, but obviously I felt a lot better once it was on. Then we brought in the alpha compression module and we loaded that on top of the PU module using the crane barge. The alpha compression module is a lighter module, but obviously it's got to go in higher. So it's a very complex operation to do. There's lots of challenges, obviously. At that point, we redeploy the Oleg Strasnov to the southwest corner of the AUQ, and we install the AUQ module. I mean, that's a big module on its own, very high, very heavy. Again, when we did the UQ, we deployed anchors from the Oleg Strasnov to make sure that we've got this massive crane barge, 208 meters long, I think it is, in place and exactly the right position for us to do the most optimum lift. Once we'd done that, we recovered all the anchors using tugs, and then we redeployed the crane barge on dynamic positioning to install the bridges, and we installed the west bridge and then we installed the east bridge, and that was the main part of the offshore campaign complete. It's not just a job that you do in pieces in an isolation, it's a big holistic endeavour to do something like this. It's very complicated. This year we've hit all of the targets we've set ourselves. We're on schedule. We've done what we predicted we would. We sailed on the day that we said we would, and we finished on the day that we said we would. We'd beaten all of our targets for total recordable incident frequency and for LTI frequencies. The HSE record was considerably better than the industry standards. The crew are operating what is a hotel, an airport, a seaport, a refinery, a production facility, and all of this is a very, very complex entity to manage. They've got to hook all of those arrangements up, commission it, and make sure everything works. First gas is really the big celebration point, and the work that's been done at the moment is predicting a date, which we say we're going to get first gas. There will be challenges, there will be difficulties, but I think the team we've got are as good as anybody in the world at making sure this happens in the way that we want it to.